Hey guys, how are you today? Happy Thursday. Welcome to day 17 of the 28-day challenge, Intentional Parenting for Busy Moms. I am excited to just dive in today because today we're going to talk about setting boundaries. Like you can see at the beginning of the video, we were talking about setting boundaries. And the theme of this week of the challenge is being busy. And how does having boundaries help us to beat the hustle, to beat being too busy, to help us to be intentional moms while we are still very busy, but we are living very intentional lives, that we're making the right choices, that we're making wise choices that support our goals and our overarching vision for our lives and our relationships with our spouse and our kids. So I want to talk about what boundaries are first of all. So boundaries are basically what you say yes to and what you say no to, what you allow and what you don't allow in your life. And boundaries can pertain to your schedule. Boundaries can also pertain to your relationships with others and your relationship with yourself. And I want to say a really good, in pertaining to your relationships, there's a really good quote from the book that is called Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. If you have not read that book, please, anyone, this book is applicable to anyone. Please go read that book, Boundaries. And so they say that the quality of your boundaries is a litmus test for the quality of your relationship. And I think the same can be said for your goals and your schedule. The quality of your boundaries is directly going to relate to, are you accomplishing your goals? Are you living in alignment with your purpose? Are you being intentional in your relationships, in your motherhood, in every aspect of your life? Boundaries has to do with that, because what are you allowing in your life? Because if you're allowing something, you're saying yes to it. And you are the only person who chooses what you allow and what you don't allow. You are the only person who chooses what you say yes to and what you say no to. And sometimes we're busy not because we have too many activities, but because we have too much unnecessary conflict in our lives. And we are the ones who are allowing that in our lives. And a lot of times it does come from a relationship with someone else. And it may come, but it can also come from a bad habit that we have, that we're saying yes to that habit. We're letting that habit stay in our lives, or we're letting this unnecessary thing that we don't even want to do stay in our lives, this unnecessary activity. Whatever it is, that's where boundaries come into place, because boundaries are the power of you saying no. Okay? When you say no, you are setting a boundary. When you say, I'm not having any more of this, and you enforce that calmly and purposefully, you are setting a boundary, and firmly you are setting a boundary. And that is going to empower you. Boundaries are empowering. Boundaries allow you to create the life that is truly going to be the most satisfying life that you could ever live. And I can't talk about boundaries without talking about my friend Lauren De Silva. I'm going to tag her in this video, or tag her in the comments, because Lauren has also written a book about boundaries, and the title is really long. I've got the book on my shelf. It's an amazing book, one of the best books I've ever read on boundaries. The Heart-Centered Woman's Guide to Healthy Boundaries, I believe, is the title. And Lauren just really dives deep and expounds on this. I will ask her to share about this in the comments so that you can go and check her out and check out her book, because she has taught me so much just through reading her book and being a member of her Facebook group on this topic. A lot of what I'm sharing with you, I have absorbed from following her and from reading her stuff. So I have to point you guys in her direction. But I want to share with you that when you make a commitment to work on your boundaries, and this is something that we all have room for improvement on in our lives, when you work on your boundaries and you really look and say, what am I saying yes to that I could say no to, so that I can make a better choice for something else. Whether it is, because when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And I mean, you can't say yes to everything. And when you look at that and you decide what something else you're going to say no to so that you can say yes to something better, you're making a good choice and you are becoming more intentional just in that very act. So that's boundaries. If you're not a member of my group, Survival Mode to Successful Moms Moving Beyond Trauma, I encourage you to head on over there and join. It is an amazing group. It's just a really special place, and it's a safe space for you to talk about what's bothering you, for you to ask questions and to reach out and just connect with a lot of other amazing moms on the same journey that you're on. If you're feeling stuck, we're just a place where you can find solutions, where you can grow, where you can move beyond being stuck and move the needle towards your success. I will see you guys tomorrow.